Good afternoon, Twin Cities, and welcome to New Spaces project here in Greenwood, Minnesota. Allie and I are going to take you through a 1975 Rambler, and there was quite a transformation. I'm going to walk you over to Allie, and she will tell you all about it. But before I do, I also want to lift up our homeowners, Kirk and Sarah. They were an integral part of the project. You will see their handiwork throughout this project. Unbelievable craftsmanship with wood, and Allie will tell you all about it. Come on with me. Let's meet Allie. Allie was our lead designer on this project. It's a kitchen transformation. We had quite a bit of fun with it. The components of this project, you're going to see a family room, a kitchen, and a living room that was turned into a dining room. Allie, tell us a little bit about what we did here.
Sure. So this large opening, there's actually a wall here, and there was two entrances to the kitchen from this dining space. And so what we ended up doing, this dining space was actually utilized as more of a kind of a living room space. So they had two different living rooms, and it wasn't really one set use for the space. And so we have a big picture window in the front of the house. And so we wanted to combine the spaces and make it feel more cohesive. So what we ended up doing here is there was a wall here that we took down. There was two entrances to the kitchen, and now it's one large opening. And that really helped make the front, now dining room, connected to the kitchen. It was originally kind of a living room, and they didn't really feel like it had a functional use because they have another living room off of the kitchen. And so we really wanted to create a gathering space and to house their beautiful furniture that the homeowner Kirk has made. And so that was able to happen where we could have a nice dining space connected to the kitchen.
And for our viewers, one really important thing to remember is how a 1975 kitchen was laid out. And you'll see that in the before pictures. In that corner, we had a U kitchen with a peninsula. And as Allie mentioned, the two entrances into that kitchen area, what always is challenging when you have two traffic patterns is that you are taking up a lot of room to get from point A to point B. The elimination of that wall and these two openings gave Allie an opportunity to redefine this kitchen completely. And as you see, we have a center island, L configuration, just a ginormous space. You had a lot of fun with this one.
Yeah, it was really fun.
This kitchen has so many features, so many gems. So I think Allie and I will kind of take them by area first, and maybe we start, Allie, on this side of the kitchen by the fridge.
Yeah. So one thing that we wanted to incorporate for the homeowner was storage. And there was a closet on the other side of this wall that we actually utilized for some pantry storage. So we have kind of a hidden pantry here that the homeowners did themselves. They painted it, they put all the shelving in. We have a really cool spice cabinet that Kirk made for Sarah that we wanted to incorporate into the design. And it's a really nice use of that space. And then we also put these beautiful antique doorknobs that the homeowners had and wanted to incorporate as well. Over here we have a really pretty appliance garage setup. The homeowners stained the appliance garage themselves, and this houses the microwave. It can also house some of their other small appliance storage, toaster, and then display their beautiful items that have meaning to them.
You know, when we work with people who have what we call a little bit of a creative streak, Kirk and Sarah, they're very much part of the entire planning process, and that is something that I know Allie appreciated, because we really got to incorporate some of the things that they love into this design, like door hardware, like their own idea of how to appoint a pantry. So New Spaces is one of the few remodelers in our market who work together collaboratively with our homeowners. We just want to make sure that we end up with good outcomes, and when we find somebody like Kirk and Sarah who are truly skilled, it just became a fun collaboration together. Mm-hmm. Now, on this end of the kitchen, this long leg, let's talk a little bit about how you appointed that, because I see several brilliant moves that we did here.
So this side of the kitchen, we laid out in a certain way to make it the most functional and streamlined. So we have the fridge, take your items out of the fridge, rinse it, prep it, cook it. So it's a really nice flow in this kitchen for preparing meals.
Some people feel that they don't have adequate countertop space, workspace, and this is one of the big requests that we get from most people. In this one, very well executed, ample countertop workspace, a uncluttered island with no major appliance in the island. But what you don't see behind here is that this is where Allie placed the beverage fridge that a lot of times today we see is almost a necessity in many people's kitchens. Is there anything else that you would like to highlight here, Allie? I really think the powerful visual of how the detail on countertop connects with window, the tile returns, all of those they're really cool.
One other stunning feature of this house is this large picture window in the kitchen. When you're walking in from the front door, there's another big picture window and you can see directly through to the backyard. And that was one reason why the homeowners purchased the house, was because of the beautiful backyard and the scenery. And so this really showcases the beautiful nature, and she can wash dishes and be at her sink and prep and look out into her backyard.
One of the reasons this view is so powerful is that it connects the front and the back of the house and the backyard. In order for Allie to be able to create this type of feature, one of the things we have to pay attention to on the production side in the design phase is how we appoint point loads, because we have a header here and we're bringing point loads down on both sides of the window, and for us to get that all the way down to the foundation. So with these massive picture windows, we also end up in a reconfiguration of the existing framing and the bearing points for that opening. But the results are stunning. The other thing I would like to just point out, because I think it was so brilliantly executed, is that we take the countertop actually into the window. So there is not a backsplash behind it. It goes directly into the window sash. And this here is a Marvin Essential line. It is an all fiberglass interior and exterior, and extremely well suited for the mixed weather climate we have here in Minnesota, with a lot of expansion and contraction during the winter months, summer months. This looks so clean and very pleasing.
Yeah, I agree. In addition to the counter seamlessly flowing into the big picture window, we also did the same thing with the tile. So the homeowners installed the tile and they wanted a handmade look. And so we returned it back into the window versus having any kind of window casing. And we have a really clean metal edge trim.
This is one example of that collaboration. When people come to us, they have a vision. In Sarah's case, that was minimalist, clean, and that's how Allie helped kind of get the tile diagram designed. And when you have a skilled homeowner who really wants to be part of the project, it was a no-brainer. So I think they did that together, Kirk and Sarah, the entire tile job. Well executed, well done.
Some of the different features in the kitchen that we incorporated are pull-out or roll-out shelving, easily accessible for pots and pans. You don't have to get down on your hands and knees and dig back in there with just a regular shelf. We also incorporated some really nice tray dividers for cutting boards, cookie sheets, things like that. And then we have a induction cooktop with a custom range hood above it. The detail, the stain on this band around the hood pairs well and complements the appliance garages. It's the same stain and it works really well, warms up the space.
And for those of you viewers who are wondering, yes, induction technology is something that is growing here in the United States, and we see that more and more coming on. That has been done quite for a long time in the Nordics, in the European countries, but it's growing in popularity here in the US.
So a couple of interesting things on the electrical lighting plan in this space. We added recessed wafer lighting throughout the kitchen and the living room, as well as in the dining room. Though we do have a lot of natural light, it's also nice to have that the recessed lighting to provide ample lighting. And then we've got the beautiful pendants that allow task lighting here, as well as accent lighting. And the honey bronze or champagne bronze pole pairs really nicely with the cabinet poles and hardware. One other kind of cool feature is we have pop-up outlets in the countertop. Due to the large picture window and electrical code, we had to utilize these because there is no room for outlets on a backsplash like you would normally see. Over here on the end of the island, we also have a charging drawer, so the homeowners can put their computers, iPads, phones in there and easily access them.
Some of the details with lighting, if we bring us back to the 1970s and you picture this home, overhead lighting was very sparse. So when we come into this vintage property, one of Allie's and Jamie's and Courtney's first order of business is to really pay attention to the lighting plan. The other thing that you see is the under cabinet lighting. I would say probably 9 out of 10 times you guys will appoint that with under cabinet light. And I would want you to look at how that light really reflects off of the backsplash and pulls out the texture and all of the finishes really, really well. So that's a nice task and ambiance light. And dimmers. Let's talk a little bit about dimmers.
Yeah.
Because we talk about them in every project. And in this one, same thing. I think you appointed most of them.
Yeah, most of the lighting's dimmer. I always do the recessed lighting on a dimmer. Typically the pendants and the chandeliers will be on dimmers. If there's a light over the sink, kind of personal preference if homeowners want that. But of course the LED tape light would also have dimmers. You can really control how light you want the space to be.
And those of you who are on the fence on that, so next showcase or parade home or a artisan or luxury home tour, take a minute and play with that actual switch and see for yourself what that mood light and the ability to adjust the degree of lighting in a room does. It means a lot to the overall finished product.
So this is the dining space that used to be the living room, and we have some really cool pieces of furniture made by the homeowner in this space. For one, the dining table made out of mahogany. He also made the bench that allows extra storage. We also have the island stools that are cherry and were custom made. And then we have the buffet that is in the process of being made, and it's a butternut wood that is a cousin of walnut. Some really cool, unique pieces.
Our homeowners, Kirk and Sarah, are invited into our production team any day.
Yeah.
I would want you to pay attention to the actual grain matching in the miters that Kirk created with this buffet. It is pretty impressive. That is not what he does for a living, but unbelievable craftsmanship together with our carpentry crew. The cherry island stools have a really unique round format that was completely kind of hand created and spec'd out. So each and every one of these is a unique creation and an unbelievable furniture finish on it. Very seldom that we see a homeowner with this level of skill.
Absolutely.
And it was great.
And it's fun because Sarah designs a lot of the pieces of furniture, and then Kirk implements it and creates it. And so the fact that this home has different pieces of furniture that mean something to the client is really fun to see.
The other aspect from our point of view also to maybe bring up is that when we have clients who really care about the end result, when they really care about how they live, when they care about design, when they care about details, that just, for us, it's such a refreshing experience. And at the same time, we're working together, all trying to make sure that we stay true to the standards that we're developing together. Unbelievable work here done by our homeowners and our carpentry crew together. Nice collaboration. Ali and I want to thank you for visiting with us today and being part of this walkthrough of this 1975 gem in Greenwood. We encourage you to, if you like what you saw, if you have some ideas on your own, please connect with us and let's schedule a conversation and talk about your forever home and talk about possibilities in your home. Connect with us at newspaces.com and schedule a complimentary consultation. Welcome.